What if you took the ascot off? Would it be okay then?
The ascot is what actually tempers the oak.
What if we add another ascot to it?
If you get 2 ascots, then it's
What
going
if
to
we
be
got a
perfect.
mascot?
Welcome back to Arsenic Culture. I'm Matt.
And I'm Jason.
And I was talking to P. Diddy the other day, and he told me you liked your shit barely legal. Is that not?
I've never talked to P. Diddy.
No, you haven't?
No.
That's not what he said.
That's not what I've never heard him.
He said you liked your shit barely legal, but
I like Biggie.
you then you bring in this Heaven Hill grain to glass that is more than barely legal.
Rye. That's true.
Yeah.
Rye whiskey.
Right, yeah. So I'm just gonna let you if I can take it over from there. I'm really stretching. I'm reaching with this whole metaphor here, trying to tie in what's going on in pop culture. But,
So we've got edition 1 of Heaven Hill grain to glass. I'm gonna steal the ball from you. So the whole thing behind this, like you've heard farm to table, right? So everybody's heard that. The grain to glass is their version of that. It's actually looking at 2 different, I guess, farmers that have grain. So the part in this one is corn, right? Yep. So not all the grain, but part of it. They want to have that actually be grown in Kentucky, which makes sense, right? Yeah. Since the bourbon's from here, the water's from here, everything. But if you go to a Buffalo Trace, they have a constant stream of trucks, 18-wheelers, big old trucks.
Huge operation.
Coming through at all times of the day, 5 days a week at least, with grains. Yeah. So Heaven Hill wanted to do a little small batch kind of deal. No, not small batch officially, but small batch. Right. Really. Yeah. They wanted to do this, so grain to glass. Yeah. The 2 farms that they're actually looking for, this started in 2017. It was Beck's Hybrids and Peterson Farms. So this release is from Beck's Hybrids. Okay. They do some collabs with Peterson Farms. I don't know that they've ever done it before, but for this collab, so with grain to glass, they have 3 different versions. Yeah. This one is the rye. Then they have a bourbon. Then they have a wheated bourbon. Yeah.
And again, when we were talking about the corn, we were saying barely legal. I was talking about the rye content, which is, you said barely legal is like 51% rye, and this one is actually 63% rye. So they're venturing out a little bit more with this.
So a lot of people, when you hear rye, like I think of 2 things. Yeah. So barely legal is 51% rye, the lowest rye content you can have to be a rye.
Called a rye whiskey. Yeah.
The reason they do that, honestly, in my opinion, is because of like the bourbon drinkers rye. A lot of people that like bourbon don't like rye. Yeah. They just don't. And it's kind of weird to me, but you know, if I relate it back to beer, like I love lambic, you love lambic. Yeah. A lot of beer drinkers don't like
the sours and the lambics.
Right. So they don't appreciate that style. So I think this is, Heaven Hill used to do only barely legal. Yeah. They do Pikesville rye and then Rittenhouse rye, which is 51%.
Yeah, and I love Pikesville. I mean, I think it's
fantastic for the money. It might be one of the best ryes. Sure. Yeah. And then Rittenhouse, it's the 100 proof, balled and bond. Yeah. It's good. Yeah. We did, I don't know if we did it on a show, but we had the pick. It's a single barrel pick from Liquor Barn. It's a 100 proof Rittenhouse rye. Yeah.
We did here?
I don't know if we had it on the show, but Andrew gave us a bottle. Let's try a bottle.
That's right.
It was really good.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
So anyway, this is not their barely legal recipe. This is 63% rye.
This is their very legal recipe.
Very legal. This is like 23 years old.
I don't want us to keep getting associated with Diddy. Let's go ahead and draw that separation right now.
No Diddy. So this is 63% rye, 24% corn, 13% malted barley. Okay. It's 123.2 proof. It is NCF. Do you know what that is?
I do. Non-chill filtered.
What is it? Non-chill filtered. Yeah. So why would you do non-chill filtered?
You tell me.
No, you tell me.
You want a smoother tasting beverage.
Possibly. I love the smooth term.
Yeah.
Thanks, Elmer T. Lee.
That's what everybody says, yeah.
But no, for this one, so the NCF, in my opinion, it's a more viscous mouthfeel, like oily. Okay. It also imparts more flavor overall. I would say 99.9% or 99.9%. I can't even make this one.
Get today, Junior.
99.9 times out of 100. Holy shit. I would want to take NCF over non-NCF. Okay. The reason they don't do NCF, a lot of places don't, is because it leaves some particulates in the bottle.
Sure, yeah.
So if you hold it up, it can be a little hazy.
You see some swimmies in there.
I don't give a shit. I'd rather have it taste good, right?
Yeah, I agree.
So while you're making fun of me, let's open this shit.
Open this one. You want me to?
I'll give some details on it. Yeah, please. There's a little pull tab there on the plastic. So the MSRP on this one is $99.99. It was released in June of this year.
You're getting a lot of 99s in this episode, man. We'll see how many more.
It's just too many. This one is not age stated, but should be about 6 years old. So I talked to Matt before we started, and the timeline doesn't necessarily add up.
Yeah.
So they started this program in 2017. They released it in 2024. That's 7 years, right? I mean, it could be 6 and some change. But if they got the corn from Beck's hybrids in 2017, there's no way they had enough time to grow the corn, harvest the corn, get the grain, and age the bourbon. There's no way. So what I think must have happened is they got the grain itself from Beck's hybrids, then made this, and then actually planted some to use in the future. Gotcha. That's my theory. Okay. I can't confirm or deny that.
But, well, facts are optional, so that's what we're going to go with.
100%.
And that is fact now.
It's a fact.
It's an optional fact, but it is a fact. So yeah.
So what kind of bourbons, or actually ryes? I apologize. What kind of ryes are some that you enjoy? Do you have any here? Like
I said I like the Pikesville,
which is also Heaven Hill product.
Yeah. I really like the Russell. Is it the 6 year?
Mm-hmm.
Rye. That's kind of my go-to.
Okay.
I honestly like Angel Envy rye. I know that's not like, a bourbon drinker. That's not like a aficionado's kind of go-to, but it's got that kind of like cotton candy flavor that it's not real typical, but it's just, honestly, it's a little sweet, and it's kind of a nice divergence from like some other rye. So I like to kind of spice it up with Angel, not spice it up, but like mix it up.
Spice it up like P. Diddy.
Like P. Diddy. God damn it, stop mentioning P. Diddy. We did our P. Diddy bit, we're done. Yeah, I like the Angel Envy stuff too, honestly.
So if I look for me, I mean, I really like a Wild Turkey 101 rye.
I like that one too.
I think that was pretty. I like the little higher proof on that one.
Yeah.
I like Rittenhouse from Heaven Hill, 100 proof, bald and bond. And then I also like Pikesville, like you said. Yeah. I think they're all fantastic ryes. But the one we left out is Old Forester. Yeah. I think they make it might be my favorite rye on the shelf.
Really?
It might be.
Okay.
Just off the shelf.
I still go with a Russell over Old Forester.
Have you had much of the Old Forester, just the rye?
I've had it here and there. Yeah. I don't really go out to get it, you know what I mean? Sure. I don't look for it anymore. I've got a bottle upstairs.
Well, but, in comparison, like, let's say, how many rye bottles do you have to a bourbon bottle?
Oh, I mean...
You probably got 3 or 4 bourbon bottles to one rye or more, right?
Well, more, yeah. I mean, I've probably got a grand total of 6 rye bottles upstairs, yeah.
Same here, too. I mean, I think we both prefer bourbon, but I really enjoy rye. I think it's really good.
And again, just kind of change it up a little bit, yeah.
For sure. So as we're nosing this one, anything kind of stand out to you?
I'm just now getting my nose in there. Let me get my one nostril.
So for me, on most ryes, I mean, probably the most common ones, you get the barely legal ones, and then you also get the 95.5 from MGP. I mean, it's traditional mash bill from them. I've had a lot of really good ryes like that. This one's a lower rye, or kind of medium, 63%. Yeah,
and I, in my opinion, I think that kind of shows here. Like, I'm getting quite a bit of barrel, and I feel like the rye is almost nuanced.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if you didn't tell me, if I didn't know this was a rye,
just smelling it,
I could see it being a bourbon.
Yeah,
I really could.
Yeah, just right off the aroma. Yeah. I agree. Yeah,
it's sweet. There is a little spice to it. Honestly, it kind of, this might be a reach, but it kind of reminds me a little bit of a Four Roses recipe, right? Like
okay.
It's one of those. Yeah. But, I mean, it smells pretty good.
Okay. This is my first drink of the day.
Yeah, mine too.
You know why? Because beer don't count.
Beer don't count. We only had an 18% beer, so it doesn't count.
I know, right? Yeah, we just finished filming our 18% beer.
So this one definitely coats your palate. It hits the front, middle, and back.
Yeah. I'm
a finish guy. Like, I really like finish in bourbon and ryes. This one has a pretty good finish. A little short for me, but actually I'm still getting a little flavor right now.
I kind of agree with your initial sentiment.
It's more short, but I still get a little flavor. I think it's a little
short, yeah.
I'll set that over there. I'm afraid I'm going to knock it over.
No, yeah, it's fine. So I like it. I don't dislike it. I feel like that's a fucking cop-out when you say it like that. When I say it like that.
So here's something else I'd say. This is a fresh crack. No matter what the science tells us, I think fresh crack is rarely as good or better than it's been open for a little while. When I say a little while, I'd say a month.
Sure.
One thing I will say, though, is like we recently did a Angel's Envy barrel pick with a group I'm with, Bluegrass Barrel Pickers.
Yeah, I want to try that one.
Yeah. Actually, I've got it with me. We'll try it. But I think it's good. But I think if you put it in a glass and use like a little whisk in there, like those little automated whisk, that kind of accelerates the process, makes it be like it's open for a while.
Sure.
I think it opens up the flavors, gives a little slight oxidation.
Yeah.
Like it really opens it up. So I think with this one, I wouldn't mind to have like that to it, like a little open, a little
or even just give it like a little bit of time.
Yeah, and a lot of times if I do a fresh crack, I'll pour this and let it sit for an hour.
Yeah.
45 minutes, just see what happens.
Yeah. I'm getting shitloads of oak.
Yeah.
On it. It's
tons.
like
on the nose for sure.
Yeah, on the nose for sure. Even on the palate, it's a little musty. I don't know. I guess I was hoping for a little more complexity there.
Yeah, I could see that.
Is that fair?
I'll allow it.
I almost spit that out.
I like how you're looking for me to approval. I'm like, I don't know what you taste.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So any flavors you'd pick out, like anything from rye on this one? Or bourbon, what do you equate it to?
Yeah, it rides that line. Yeah, I mean, I can kind of like pick out some kind of rye spice notes in there, but it's like so subtle. It's just like, I don't know. I feel like they're still going for the bourbon drinkers right here.
100%.
I still think 100%. that's their avenue here, and they're
100%.
not letting go of it. Going from 51% to 61%, it's still the same kind of wheelhouse.
Yep, totally agree with that. I think it's leaning a little bit more towards the rye, but it's still bourbon heavy. Yeah. I mean, I get caramel, like a dark brown sugar, like just that kind of caramel, like a fruit.
Like a Werther's or like a Ghirardelli caramel?
I don't know either.
What?
Maybe more Ghirardelli.
What? What do you mean you don't know either?
No. I mean, I don't know if it's either. Like I don't know.
I thought you were saying you never had either.
Look at me.
Yeah.
Come on.
I don't know why I discounted
you like sweets? No, I don't like them at all.
Have you had the Werther's, the soft Werther's?
No.
Oh
like
my
squares,
God.
Little squares? No.
Yeah, they're like cylindrical. It's like a fucking in a Tootsie wrapper. You know how you can like
I think I've seen them but never had them. They good?
Fucking game changer, dude. So I love Werther's. I love my grandma. She always had Werther's, and it's the hard candy, but like the soft ones are just I don't know.
Dude, my great grandma had them growing up. Like she lived with my grandma and grandpa, and then fantastic. Like where there's I'm like, damn, this is the best shit ever.
You remember we had I guess at this point it was 2 episodes ago, maybe 3 episodes ago, we talked about Pepsi Clear.
Yeah, 2 episodes.
Yeah, remember we were saying we had the regular Pepsi and then we had the Pepsi Clear. And you do it side by side, and it's like the only difference is the food coloring, but it was like you could taste it and be like, no, it's fucking different.
Yep.
That's the thing with Werther's. You get the hard Werther's, you get the soft Werther's. Pretty sure it's the same caramel, but it could taste completely different, dude. I'm telling you.
It's like a Tootsie Roll and then Tootsie Roll Pop in the center. Those are different.
Well, yeah, because there's a candy coated shell.
We're not giving caveats and explaining shit. I'm just saying they're different, Matt. They're different.
Okay. Well, they are very much different, yeah.
But how many licks does it take? That's what Diddy said, I think.
Well, let's find.
Let's cut that.
Are we going to cut that? And we're not going to cut
Probably
that.
not.
Fucking Diddy, man. He's ruined pop culture for
So
everybody.
from this one, too, I mean, I get a little bit of the baker spice. I get a lot of caramel, dark brown sugar.
I get more brown sugar than caramel.
Yeah, I'm more with that. I don't know that I get much else. I mean, just oak.
Yeah, and it is sweet, which I like. I like it to be a little bit more sweet, which...
It is sweet.
I feel like ryes or bourbons tend to be a little more... They can be a little more sweet than ryes. That was a horrible...
So let me give you some of the tasting notes, see if you pick out any of these. So chocolate. I don't know that I get chocolate. Maybe if I'm reaching, maybe if I had a piece of chocolate and took a drink of this.
No.
Maybe. Okay.
Maybe
I don't right now.
No, I can't.
Caramel, a little, but I think the brown sugar more.
Yeah, I agree.
That's another taste note they have, brown sugar, which makes sense.
Brown sugar, yeah.
They said peanut, I don't know, maybe a little. So Jim Beam has like a traditional note of dusty peanuts. Like think of eating the peanuts out of the shell, like that little you know. It also said
this is not that.
Herbal flavors, mint, green tea, cloves, and peppermint. I might get cloves, maybe.
So I could see you mistaking some of maybe the rye and oat content for cloves. No, I still feel like
cloves is more of a baker's spice, right? Like that's to me. If I don't know that I'd qualify it and say cloves, but I could see it being there.
It is, but I think that if you like kind of intermingle the oak in this, because this is very oak heavy, with some of that rye spice, I guess I could see how you could draw a clove out of that. That makes sense a little bit. But that's still I'll give them that.
But green tea and mints are each. I'm not getting that.
No.
And then peppermint, I'm not getting any peppermint.
No, peppermint I feel like is something they say when it's just like hot.
Well, what they say, like a lot of times with ryes, they'll tell you mint. Yeah. That's a big thing with all ryes. People will say a lot of times dill pickles or pickles and then mint. So I'm not getting there from this. I actually enjoy it.
Yeah.
For the price point, you look at it, it's $99. So $99.99 is MSRP. I think when I bought this when it was $109, so like a $10 markup.
Sure, whatever.
I do think though when you get into that, it's a tricky spot in the price points. So if you looked at
talking about the century mark, getting $100. Yeah.
So if you look at like the ryes we talked about, so Old Forester, Wild Turkey, we talked about Rittenhouse, and we talked about Pikesville, and then Russell's. Those are all sub $60.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. So
right.
and they're very good. Yeah. So if you look, is this double as good as those, or close to double? I don't know. Maybe.
No, I had to say.
But would you buy it once for?
Well, let me ask you this: how hard is this bottle to get?
I would say medium to hard difficulty.
Okay. Medium to hard difficulty. How did you get this bottle?
So actually, I walked in the liquor barn at Hamburg, and this is the only bottle they had.
Did they have it on the shelf, the front shelf?
So there's 3 bottles of this again. There's a bourbon, a wheated bourbon, and a rye.
The rye, which we have.
I wanted the wheated bourbon.
Okay.
This is the only thing they had left. So I grabbed it just because they had it.
Sure.
And then after that, I read some reviews, and this is allegedly the best of the 3.
Okay.
Wheated's probably the worst of the 3.
Interesting.
What I've seen.
Okay. Yeah.
Which for me, though, I mean, Wheated's think Weller, right? Like a Weller.
Exactly.
OWA, the Weller Antique,
I feel like with Wheated,
Makers.
it's Wheated is almost like, I don't want to say cheating, but it's a lot easier.
Softer.
It is. Yeah. I feel like it's easier to pass off a wheated bourbon than it is a rye whiskey, right?
For sure.
And they're saying that this.
I think 99 out of 100 still going with the 99s here.
Yeah.
People would prefer wheated over ryes, like bourbon drinkers.
Oh yeah, because it is. It's a smoother taste. It's not as bitey.
So before we give the final, was it worth it or not?
Yeah.
Do you want to step out and I'll pour some blondes?
Okay. I'm just gonna step behind the curtain over here.
Go for it.
I wonder if this mic will pick up back here.
I bet it will.
I feel like I'm in a peep show. I can see your silhouette.
So here's the next one for the crowd here. Pop. Pour us each a little bit of that one.
I'm gonna need your silhouette to twist a little bit more. Can you shake your ass?
I am shaking my ass. Can't see it.
What is this, fucking Amsterdam?
The next one is this one. I'm gonna try that one. So all these are ryes. I'm not gonna try to trick you that way.
This ain't gonna be a Malort shit, is it?
No Malort. Promise. Give me just a second. Almost done. All right, come back over.
Ready?
Yep. The viewers saw what I'm pouring. If you're listening, we'll fill you in a minute. So keep them in order, left to right.
Okay.
We will try them.
Did you pour? You didn't blind pour yourself, I assume.
I mean, I don't remember which one. No, I remember.
Okay, so we each got 3 glasses now.
We do.
And all 3 of these are ryes.
For sure.
Correct?
For sure.
One of them is the Heaven Hill Grain to Glass, and the other 2 are other ryes.
Something else.
Just something else. Okay.
No, they're ryes. They're all ryes.
They are ryes, okay.
So I really want to see.
It sounds familiar because when we did that I told you they're all ryes.
The other two, I'll give you a little hints on them. So the other one of the two is age stated, same age essentially. So 7 years.
Okay.
6, 7 years.
Okay.
The other one is not age stated, but I would assume it's between 4 to 7. So they all should be close. Everything's within 3 proof points.
Okay.
So it's between, say, 112 and 118, every one of them.
Okay. Let me get that little gas out.
So go ahead and take your little sniff. Now, you know in one of these glasses, the rocks glasses is...
Yeah, so if you
don't know which one.
Listening, not watching, we have 3 glasses, but one of them is not the same. It's our branded Arsenic Culture glass, which is badass as fuck.
It is badass.
You can't get one because we had them handmade.
I would sell you one for $5K or something.
I would like to actually make these and sell them. They're cool.
We should make Glens with that in the bottom.
There's no way you could... Oh, you could make a smaller skull, maybe.
I'll show you a design. I think we could in a different type of Glen.
You know, they told me when I made this, they could actually create a new...
type of glass?
Whatever that is. No, they have a mold that makes that skull. And they said they can make a new one, but they said it'd be expensive. And I'm like, how much? You know, but they didn't actually end up telling me, but that could be an option. That'd be badass. A Glen with like a little fucking... we could get like the actual Arsenic skull on
even if you couldn't get the like sticking up through, you could get like something on the bottom. Like
we could just do it, like cut in like that or whatever. So, okay. So one of these 2 glasses I know is going to be the Heaven Hill grain to glass. And I already know which one it is.
I do too. I mean, I poured them, but I knew it from the smell.
I'm having the trouble with this Arsenic glass. That
middle one?
Yeah, where everything is condensed because it tapers.
It is a different nose from that. We've explored this on other episodes. It's a little hotter as compared to like the rocks glass, but it's more open than a Glen. So think of it as a snifter if you haven't seen this, if you're not watching. We have one in the middle, it's a snifter, other 2 are rocks glasses.
I'm second guessing myself now here, but I'm just gonna. So I'm gonna.
You don't have to tell me what they are. Just more of like, what do you like better? You know what I mean?
I got you. Okay, so let's go.
That's all we're looking for.
That did not taste the way it smelled. That was actually unexpected. This one on the right over here. I'm gonna go left and then I'm gonna go to the middle.
So you know some of the ryes. I just think rye is an underappreciated style. I love rye, but there's a whole lot of bourbon drinkers that won't drink it at all. We talked about our favorite ones. You know, I think the favorite one I've had though in the past, few years is probably that Raconteur batch 1.
That was actually amazing.
We got batch 2, and we need to review that one soon.
We had a little
we did a little side by side too, but I really enjoyed that one. Now remember though, that Raconteur was a finished one, so it was Mizunara. It had Mizunara cask in that one, or whatever stays.
All right. Well, okay.
So just, I mean, literally, we're not trying to pick it out. Like, I think a blind, here's what I look for a blind in. I don't think, a blind can be intimidating, right? Like, we're not looking for age-proof distillate. We're not looking for the name brand or what it's from. It's simply, which one do you like better? Like, regardless of price, regardless of everything, you know one of these is that grain to glass.
Right.
The other 2, you have no idea what they are. I do. I know all 3. But all you need to know is which one you like better.
All right.
Let's hear it.
It is nuanced. Okay, so this is the grain to glass, right?
It's what now?
Is this the Heaven Hill grain to glass?
Don't try to guess them yet. Just try to say which one you like better.
This is actually got the fullest body flavor.
Okay.
If this was a different setting, if I'm sitting by a fire, reading a book with an ascot on,
and a pipe, you got a
smoking a pipe, like a corncob pipe.
Got to be corncob.
Yeah.
Like the filtered tip.
Yeah, exactly. This one on the left over here might actually be a little too much.
Okay.
Very barrel heavy.
What if you took the ascot off? Would it be okay then?
The ascot is what actually tempers the oak. So the ascot is actually keeping it down. If we took the ascot off, it might even be more.
What if we add another to my ascot?
If you get 2 ascots, then it's going to be perfect.
What if we brought a mascot in?
What if you got a mascot wearing 2 ascots?
Mind blown.
Yeah, this one is very oak heavy. Okay. I think it's the Heaven Hill grain and glass.
All right.
It's still very good, but it's got a lot of flavor.
You're not going to offend me. I just want to know which one.
I know, but I'm trying to ration out my brain here because it's not like one is great and the others are bad. It's like a different setting. So if I'm sitting by a fire reading a book,
let's start with number 3. Which one's the worst? Is there one you can eliminate?
Well, see, that's what I'm saying. Like, well, maybe this one, the middle one.
Okay. Yeah. You think that's third? I think on the nose for me, I'll help a little bit.
Yeah.
The nose for me, the one on the right is the different nose of the 3.
This one right here.
Right, like this one. Yeah. This one's a very different nose. If you told me this one has some mint in it, I get it on the nose.
Like I get a little back of the bottle says over here.
Yeah, I get a little mint in that one. I'm not telling you you're glass. I'm just saying for me, I get a little mint on that one.
I'd agree with you. Yeah, I'm gonna say out of the if I had to put them in order, the one in the middle would probably be number 3.
Okay.
And then these two, it just depends on the scenario. If I'm by my fire, I like this one on the right. If I'm just like, if I want to focus on the drink more and not on ambiance, then I guess I'm going to go with this one on the left.
I like it.
Do you?
I like it. You're wrong.
You say you're not judging me, but I can see you quietly judging me.
I'm always judging you.
Fucking Judger McJudgerson.
So I think it puts a few things in perspective to me. Me knowing what they are, and I'll show them to you now. So let's go with your right. This is the one you said was first, you thought?
Right over here or right here?
Whichever one, you tell me.
See, these are different scenarios. Like,
tell me which one's number 1 today, right now.
I can't. Okay, so let's.
No mascots. No mascots.
No mascots. No mascots. This one right here is number 1.
All right, so that's this one.
That is that one.
Yeah.
And I could tell right off the bat because it's got that heavy oak on it.
Yeah. You want to know what number 2 is?
What's number 2? 1776 rye.
James E. Pepper. That's an older one.
What do you mean by older? Older
so
in age or older as you bought it?
4 years old. I bought.
Gotcha. Okay.
You want to see what the third one is?
Oh, it's fucking Raconteur. God damn it. That's fucking crazy.
You know what though? It's not wrong. So this is blind.
Yeah,
this is blind.
Here, this is what I said over here.
Yep. So Matt went Heaven Hill Grain to Glass number 1, the James E. Pepper 1776 rye number 2, and Raconteur last.
And it's hilarious
because we both know that's we finished that bottle essentially.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, we did half of that bottle.
I love that bottle, but putting them all together, honestly, this one kind of eclipses these, not in a quality way, but like in a
it's different.
Well, just like the fucking barrel, it just like knocks them all out.
I think what it shows you too, it's a good perspective. So you look at the grain to glass one. Let's say it's $110.
Yeah.
Raconteur $175. James E. Pepper probably $60.
The James E. Pepper is $60.
Yeah, but now that's an older one. You can't get them like that anymore. Yeah. But if you look at these, the James E. Pepper, so you're looking at 110, say 200, and 70. Hold
on. 110 for the Heaven Hill.
Roughly.
200 for the Raconteur. And then how much for the...
Say 70.
70, yeah. You can get the James E. Pepper any day of the week.
You can, but not that one. That's a little different one. That's a little older one. So it's probably going to be better than what you can get right now, just to say that. I'll say you that in 3/4 open.
That, yeah.
$200.
There you go, $200.
But I think it shows you that it doesn't have to be expensive to be great.
No.
And then cheap doesn't always equal bad.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, I think it shows you value.
Yeah, I agree.
So for me today, in my rankings, I knew what they were, so it's kind of unfair.
Yeah.
But I think I might even lean towards the Heaven Hill Grain to Glass. Like, I think I might be with you on that one. I'm Raconteur number 1 or number 2.
I still love the Raconteur.
The James E. Pepper is so different. That's the one I got mint on, kind of.
Yeah.
But it's not a bad way. It's not like a peppermint or like a gum. It's just, it's very effervescent. Like, I don't know how else to say it, but I enjoy them all. So flip it back. Let's go to, is it worth it or not? So let's look at that. $110. Would you pay that for the Heaven Hill Grain to Glass? That's the rye.
I would do it once. Mm-hmm. I think I'd do it once. 110 retail, right?
Yeah. So it's $99.99 MSRP.
99 what?
$99.99.
$99.99?
$99.99.
We need to count how many 99s.
Come on down to the car lot, baby. We got Buicks, we got Dodges, we got Chevys. Let's go.
I'm gonna count up how many 99s we got.
You should. There's a lot of 99. There's probably 99 99s, maybe. That's what I've been counting in my head.
We can get there. Okay.
I'm not actually, but
yeah. I would do that. I would do that once.
All right.
I think so.
I would too.
But I would hold on to it. Like, this isn't a bottle that I would drink every day.
I think it's a special edition, right? Like if you have somebody comes over that likes ryes, hey, let's try this one, right? Like it's a pretty cool bottle. I like the design of it. I think for $100 for a 6-year-old product, 7-year-old product, you know, when I judge on price like that, I used to think $10 a year. So in my mind, that would be $70 instead of $100.
But that's pretty standard for ryes anyway, though. It's like
ryes is more expensive than bourbon.
But you see a lot of ryes around those 6 or 7 year age range.
Hell, you see a lot of ryes 2 years old.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think 7-year-old for rye is pretty solid.
Yeah.
I don't have any problems with that. It's probably $30 too high for me in reality, but I would buy one bottle for sure.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
Secondary is not much, but I still think it's worth it. One time.
Yeah. Wait, what's secondary?
One time, probably 200.
200. Yeah, that's about. That's roughly.
I don't think I'd buy it 200, but I'd buy it 150 one time.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, 200 is I think it's pricing it out, and I say that even though I picked it as number 1 in the 3. But
what if
I stand behind my decisions.
What if secondary was $199.99?
$199.99, or just like $199?
No, $199, not $299.
Could you get a 99th of a cent? So it'd be like $199.99.
Oh shit, that's next level. Next level. I'm done.
For more Arsenic Culture, you can check us out on all the socials at Arsenic Culture, and we'll see you on the next one.